All right, let's start. One of you, Richa, probably you can confirm voice and everything. Is it all right? Just let me know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Okay, great. So let's get cracking. First thing, each time when I do a session like this, I always want to explain why such a session, because many times people who want to really get cracking on their own, even by taking the essentials course, just the essentials course in which there is no interaction, they just put their head down for 3 months, they just study and they get the result. Again and again we see the same pattern. So why is something like this required? I mean, what is this last mile sprint? Why is it that you will not be able to do it yourself? What is the struggle? So we asked every single person who is joining to fill up that form, and we went through every single, let's say, response given, and we summarize this overall. I want to first talk about what is the summary that we have come to, what is the challenge people are facing. Please stay till the very end in this session. Please do not leave, because there is a lot that I'll be covering. But it is genuinely one thing that is mindset shift only, and the second thing is strategy. So we'll go, it will not exceed 2 hours, but please don't leave the session in between. So this was the first point that came out, that they people, that means the ones that have filled the form, it includes you as well. Consistency and accountability is coming out as the major thing, that people struggle with irregular preparation and want daily discipline, structure and accountability. The course that we have, intensive course that I'll talk about at length, genuinely takes care of this, because Monday through Sunday very rigorously you are kept busy. Monday there's a class, Tuesday there's a doubt session of that class, again Wednesday there's a class, Thursday there's a doubt session. When we say the word doubt session, we automatically include you want to talk about any strategy, anything but doubt of the previous session. Again, Friday is a class, Saturday is a doubt session, Sunday is what you do, mega sprint. So accountability is like 7 days here. This is what. So this batch, that is the intensive batch, forces discipline, and something that if you are not able to do it yourself, that is why you're probably in this session. There are people who do not probably need this. Maybe 1% people don't need this, but then everybody else needs something like this. So daily work you are given, you have a very fixed schedule, very rigid, and daily monitoring. And I don't think, if you are also driven, see, one more thing is, if you are not driven yourself, no course in the world can help. You may decide not to show up, you may decide not to do anything. Even after paying the fee, you may decide nothing doing. So that I can't help. But apart from that, it is definitely possible. The next thing that has come up from the responses is people are not finding that final push, that last mile support. First thing is, what is the support that one needs at the last stage? So completed basics, live course or self-paced course, whatever, they are the same, live and self-paced. Content wise, there's no difference. You still feel stuck and you need the last sprint. What could be the last sprint logic? I mean, I just thought about it because this is what came up in the summary. What could be the logic of the last sprint? Maybe you're stuck at a particular score, maybe you're not finding the motivation because the accuracy gets very wavered, anything it can be. But that is the exact objective why we have this batch. You know how to solve a critical reasoning question, you know how to solve a tables question, you know how to solve a data sufficiency question or whatever. But actually scoring, knowing means I understand the solution because I get the concept, but my own self, can I get that answer within the time crunch? We focus on very specific challenges in this batch. The next thing that has come up is time management. Difficulty managing prep with full-time jobs, work hours, long work hours, college schedules, need strategies to optimize the limited study time. First thing is, there is no compromise on the basics. So we are assuming that your basics are done. Otherwise, there is no limited study time in which you can crunch anything. Frankly, the basics have to be there in place. So what we have is, you can study smarter, genuinely possible, not longer. It doesn't mean that you don't have to put in time, but smarter means, if I put in 3 hours, what is my output? Can it be better? And we do have really focused drills. When we say the word drills, it means you are solving everything on screen. You are solving, you have no control over the screen, you can't underline, you can't annotate, you cannot write, you can't do anything, you can't go to the next slide also. So that means it is exactly the exam atmosphere. That is what you get accustomed to. And that is what really results. But it is intensive. If you go wrong in this and you quit midway, it really will boil down to your own attitude. Trust me, there is nothing I can do all if your own attitude is that of a loser. Absolutely nothing I can do. But if you are also putting that it's a handshake, I put in my side of the work fully. If you put in, you know the types of successes we produce day in and day out. It is not once, twice, day in and day out. But it cannot be one sided. I'm saying this. I don't want your wallet if you say that mujhe kuch nahi karna, you just hold my hand, you take. No, nothing doing. You want to climb a mountain, even if a Sherpa takes you to the top, you still have to move your feet. You don't go in the Sherpa's lap to the mountain. That doesn't work here. You don't do your side of the work, you know this will never ever be cleared. We have had people who've cleared the exam in 21 days. They've got a score, they've gotten into an M7 school. And then there are people who've been preparing for 3 years, two or three people listening in right now for 5 years. But they haven't been able to do. So yes, the other thing that has come up is confidence and motivation. Low confidence due to repeated failures could be fear of the exam, long prep gaps. I mean, you decide whom to blame for this. Want to rebuild belief and mental strength. What is the purpose of this batch? Because we have very regular interactions in the batch. As I said, Monday when we have the class, Tuesday our doubt clearing plus strategy session. Again, Monday we will not have interaction because it's also about solving, doing the thing, doing the videos, and then coming. Any kind of interaction, you have 3 or 4 occasions weekly in which you can talk. Obviously, you have the email support, you have every other support as well, but there has been one point again and again, many people wrote, so we have summarized this as one point, verbal and DI struggle. Two things here. I have said this countless times if you've heard me before. Verbal and DI struggle can be aced because somebody who scores 100 percentile and there is no limit to the number of people. We recently had a 765, 785, 755, very recent. They are also able to ace this. So how? Right now only I'm telling you what should be the exact prep strategy and exam strategy. You have to sit for very long bouts. I have always said Sunday you do 12 hours. If you're on a break, you do 12 hours every day, non-stop. The point is not how much you study. If you study 6 hours verbal, but you study 1 hour, then 1 hour break, then 1 hour, it will not improve. Verbal and DI do not improve if you don't have long sittings in your mind. First with verbal, because RC, if you don't do very fast, there is no chance you can do DI very fast. DI 90% is reading only, reading and comprehending. When you see the solution, most of the questions will seem very simple, but this. So long sittings, and we have focused DI is discussed in every single session. Again, by that alone, nothing will happen. I am not offering a panacea. I'm not offering that this is the final solution. You got to do your bit. If, as I said, if we both extend hands and we say that no, it is going to this time work out, genuinely it will work out. I have seen even in intensive batches, even when people pay extra, they have already paid for a course, they fizzle out. After a few weeks, after a few days only, some people just don't continue. And it is obviously a tragic thing. Why would you want to pay the money? Why would you want to do everything and say, I'll commit, I'll commit? We even last year got people to say this in video. I asked some people, in fact, in one batch, I asked people to give me a video commitment that I'll be focused. They paid the money, they disappeared after that. So frankly, it is not going to depend only on me, but on both sides, clearly. But we have this focus. If verbal was not crackable, how is it that people from Hindi medium, Punjabi medium, from Bihar and Punjab and Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh, and who cannot speak a single sentence of English to save their lives, they are able to score 100% accuracy in verbal? And if DI was a challenge, how is it that someone says I was weak at all the 3 sections? I was weak at all the 3 sections. Again and again, you heard the first scorer that we had, Aditya, he says I was weak at, and he gets a DI 100 percentile. And it's not one person, it's so many people who get. Again, people don't want to listen. People will take a little bit, they will then take a break. Non-stop, if you give 12 hours to DI practice one day, trust me, your speed will increase, your comprehension will increase, your accuracy will increase, your ability to immediately spot a pattern that right now takes you 5 minutes to decode probably will come in 30 seconds. It has happened, it will happen again. The other complaint that has come, the score has plateaued, stuck at 555 to 635. This is the range. Multiple attempts also some people took. How to break through to the 99th percentile? I want to give an example. I received a mail, I think 2 or 3 days back. I replied personally also, and the person also acknowledged. The mock scores were in the range of 500 only, maximum 555, 595 range. This person went ahead and wrote the exam hoping for a miracle. How is it even possible in your mind? Anybody who does something like that, I'm sure out of these many people listening, 5-10 people have already done that. Nowhere close to the mock score, to the desired score in the mocks, but they still go write the exam. And the idea is that my score is not improving. Are people whose score improves, are they biologically wired differently? That no, their body is different, their DNA is different, their blood is different, everything is different about it. Is something that we can break through, and we have been able to intervene and do this. But how can you write the exam despite multiple attempts? But why are you writing the exam in the first place? How to break through? Obviously this will be, and one is repeat, means I'll do the same questions again. Somebody just wrote, another person, not the same person. I have done data sufficiency 436 questions part 1 3 times already. My accuracy is still 70%. Please listen to me. This is very, very tragic, whatever is being said. First of all, DS 436 has so many repeat questions because we feel you should do those questions twice. And the person has done the same question set 3 times over, and then also the accuracy 70%. Most probably they're not even pacing themselves. That is, what is this? This is a repeat. Reset means I really have to first understand why I make even one mistake. Please go through the error log ever made by Panchal, which we share always. Just go through how detailed it is. We recently had a podcast with him, one of my teammates who does these podcasts. Listen to it, how much of an obsession he had. His dad told him, I will not hire you in my own company at even 30,000 rupees. And he wanted to only join McKinsey as a consultant. That is it. That's why he wrote the GMAT. That's why he went to London Business School. I think now he's there and he's doing an MIM course. Outrageous success story, but from someone who really, really struggled in the beginning. So that obsession is required. Again, people are asking for a structured approach, clear step-by-step strategy, organized prep plan. I really want to fold my hands, guys. Whosoever has asked this, the same plan has to be followed because the plan can't change. If you say that I wrote the GMAT, next time let the exam be different. The exam doesn't change even for a decade. When it does change, it changed 2 years ago. It won't change for a decade. The plan that we have prepared, and I'm being very honest here, the plan that we have prepared is the best. I intervene, everything is designed by me, and it has been over 2.5 decades that we have refined, and we have reached that this is the best plan that works. Some people just want a plan. Every day they want a plan. What should I do now? It's already written. Still in this batch, we really listen to. So forced, first thing, the nature of this batch is very, very forced. If you take that boot camp type of approach, just a second, I heard some, just a second. So I'm muted because there was some background sound. Forced means it is a boot camp sort of a thing. You got to finish. There is a place in the US called West Point. One second. I am not taking any questions for now. Please just hold them. We will talk after some time. Now, one more thing. People break down in any boot camp sort of a situation. People break down. You can probably go through what happens in West Point Academy in the US. People who want to become even Navy SEALs, they are supposed to be tough from the beginning. After a few days, many of them just leave. So this is going to be a tough experiment for you if you have not been part of something like this. And we can break through any ceiling, any plateau that you've reached, but it is going to be very tight. It's highly monitored. Monitored means because we meet 3 days in a week for classes and 3 days in a week for discussion and consultation. This is just going to be crazy. And Sunday, you do complete long sitting practice. So this can happen. But I am just saying, let it not be one sided that they will teach, I will do nothing, and something will work. It never happens. Somebody pays me $1 million also, but does nothing. I can't get that person a score. It is not about what you give me, it is about what you give to the exam and prep. Some people don't realize this. They just pay the money and somehow slack off after 3 days. I will not be able to help here, clearly. Now, let's see. There are other issues that have come up. Mock test anxiety is one of the issues. Fear of mocks, fluctuating scores, how to handle full length tests, analyze and improve. Genuinely, it is one of the things, but once again, how to analyze, how to improve, you do not need any teacher around this. You do not need any AI. You do not need any analysis. If you are brutal with yourself, if I come to know that I make mistakes in boldface again and again, how to improve, you go through that thing again. If you make mistakes in RC inferences again, and I can analyze it for you, you can analyze, and AI can also analyze. It is useless that you want someone's help to analyze. And then whatever you are not doing well, you got to put in more work. You have a problem with algebra, some types that no, I don't know progressions, go do the work on progressions if the mock gives you. Frankly, for this, I'm not saying we are not willing to help. We will help. But for this, any help that you need is only a loser mindset, because no one can help here. Everybody knows what to do. It is just that sometimes you want to listen to something brutal. I will not mince words in this. We will not give you anything called comfort. It's not required. That's not how winners really are carved out, crafted, or probably in any sense. There is no chance possible. So another thing that has come up, balancing personal and professional commitments. And I know it may be a reality for some people, but please do not make your situation the only excuse कि मेरे घर में काम है, मेरी फैमिली में काम है, मेरे को 12 घंटे ये है, ट्रैवल में टाइम लगता है. Let me show you why I say this. And you've heard all this before if you have attended any other webinar. I don't want this because all these are excuses. You might say no, but unless there is a medical emergency, please remember everything else can be corrected. आज समझेंगे हम. It's a very short burst, 5 weeks, intensive, obviously, that is the name. And non-negotiable means आप नहीं करोगे तो फिर कुछ नहीं होगा. You will anyway leave this. So it's a boot camp. That is how you'll have to treat. And the same thing, I'm a working professional with very long. See, the best way to cut through it is I can just say करो यार, होना करना तो पड़ेगा, time निकालना पड़ेगा. It doesn't really happen. So let's see. People who are scoring 100 percentile, maybe you have seen this guy's story, but I am so motivated when I see something like this. Overall score is 100 percentile, first thing. But apart from that, all right. Anyway, so I don't know where. Yeah, it's there. I'm working at Deloitte. Work hours are crazy. 12 to 14 hours a day. Fine time. Early morning, 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. every day. On weekends, more than 12 hours. So we all know how Deloitte is for non-MBAs, and even for MBAs, the company work is crazy sometimes. And in fact, most days it is 12 hours. So 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. he's finding the time, and he had a score of 580, reduced 55 marks from he was at 535. In Focus, the new edition, you will see this is 535. What is the score? 735. How is it possible that it is not going to happen, that it is so difficult? But people do it. I mean, it's not something that I want to celebrate and say, no, tum bhi kar sakte ho, look. But that's the only way. That's the only way out. You got to take that responsibility. आज मैं थक गया, आज मेरा मन नहीं हो रहा, कल से देखते हैं. ऐसे लोग तो लाइफ में कुछ नहीं कर सकते. सालों निकल जाते हैं ऐसे, सालों. सच बता रहा हूँ, मेरा पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस नहीं, आपका भी ये एक्सपीरियंस है. 5 साल से भी कुछ लोग तैयारी कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर. ऐसे नहीं होता है, कुछ नहीं होता है ऐसे. I mean, this is just crazy. It took me 2 attempts. 580 is 535, 535 to 735, and 12 to 14 hours a day work, despite that 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. So this is definitely impossible. We had someone called Neha. You can actually see investment associate, whatever the work, they are very crazy and long hours for CAs. This is where she was working. She said some days it was 16 hours, average 14, 15 hours, and she has gotten into Harvard and her score was 725, which is enough for a scholarship. आपको ये नहीं बोल, इफ यू से मेरा नहीं होता, मेरा ब्रेन काम नहीं करता, मैं थक जाता हूँ, मुझसे नहीं, I don't know what to say in that case. Somehow, see, there is nobody who can just tell you, please ये दो दे दो पैसे, ये हो गया बहुत comfortable तरीके से. No, you got to obviously take. Neha has gotten into Harvard, as I said. And she's even saying, okay, yeah, that's a separate. Miguel, 715, crazy workers. And she's gotten into Wharton now. She's gotten already into many schools. This was for round one. After that, we have not, but she's gotten into every other school as well. Crazy workers they've done. And then you can go through this deck we'll share. You will realize what people go through when they have work, and it is not easy for anybody else also. It is about how much I'm willing to push. आप ये सोचो जिस दिन लाइफ कंफर्टेबल हो जाएगी उस दिन तैयारी करेंगे, ऐसा एक दिन भी नहीं आने वाला है. इट्स नॉट गोना हैपन गाइस, इट्स नॉट. यू टेक अ सबैटिकल आल्सो, ट्रस्ट मी, you will not study for 10 hours a day, you will study 3 hours a day if you are that sort of a person. मुकुल जैसे लोग या प्रांजल जैसे लोग that you've seen, they are different only in one regard. They are not different in terms of intelligence or brain. They are different. Pranjal, on his YouTube video, somebody commented, how did you study 18 to 19 hours a day? That means कब वो सो रहा होगा, कब वो खाना खा रहा होगा, कब वो क्या कर रहा होगा, उसके अलावा, that means it is so clear, one thing and only one thing. You might say, I don't have that much time. Whatever time you have, in that case, you'll have to give, and so on. And on our channel, we have a video. These things you've heard already. We had someone called Sejal, and she was working even on Sunday half day, Monday to Saturday, 14 hours a day, 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. 9 weeks is all she took from the 0th day to the final score. 9 weeks of intensive, I'm not saying. 9 weeks of effort. क्या टाइम निकाला होगा, कब निकाला होगा, पर जुनून होगा तो कर लोगे आप. जुनून की बात है और कुछ भी नहीं. 780, she is already graduated from ISB. This is where she wanted to go, and no matter what score, but whatever. The next thing people have asked me is R2 readiness, urgency to fast track prep before deadlines. This course, the intensive thing, is not for people who have not completely thoroughly done the basics. Bridge course से ऐसा होना चाहिए कि मैं पढ़ा सकता हूँ. That is the level of proficiency. You can't just come with, oh, I have problem there, I have problem there. You have 15 days, you want to get cracking, finish your bridge course irrespective. But don't join it in that case if you're not ready, if you took the self-paced course, if you took essentials course, and you feel that no, I'm off track, join a regular live batch. I'll give the details, but then you, in this case, if you are coming for R2 readiness for the intensive bit, we will not teach basics. That is obviously not going to happen. Okay, so that is the reason why urgency, why this sprint. This is a very clear marathon sort of a sprint, 5 weeks, clearly. Cross the line in time for applications. People have done this in the past using this batch many times. So this. The next thing people are asking, productivity and stamina, struggle to focus for long hours, sustain energy and build exam endurance. If you don't even sit for 3 hours non-stop without a single extra thought in your mind, how do you propose that suddenly on the exam day you will be totally ready? Every day has to be simulated, every single day. There are people who said, okay, I've taken the 11 a.m. slot. 1 month, they just stood 11 to 2. They did not move. Nothing at all crosses their mind. Endurance builds like this. And I always feel these days, the verbal and DI sections, the way they are, you need very long sittings, the very, very long sitting part. So we'll obviously train you for stamina, back-to-back drills, everything. If I say Sunday you'll have to do 40 passages non-stop, 12 hours, you can't even see the answers. You can't see the answer. The next question is, but I want to check my answer not even after one passage, after every question. RC करते time I don't want to finish even the passage. If there are 4 questions, I want to see the first question's answer, and I want to see, okay, what is the mistake. Then this way, if you simulate, you know the answer. But we all know what to do. We all know that there is a plan given. We all know following that plan, so many people in the past have scored. Not every person who got a score was part of the intensive curriculum. If you need discipline, fine, we give you in this. If you need hand holding, you need push, all that is given. But you cannot just be non-serious about it. How can you be joking with your own future? या तो छोड़ दो ना, नहीं करना है, खत्म बात. क्यों आप इस सेशन में भी आए हुए? लीव द GMAT and you should have left it long back. That no, it's not for me. That also you are not able to do. Half-hearted, हर चीज में नहीं चलता. Okay, then another thing. There are people who say, I've had past failures, I've had multiple attempts, and I'm demotivated. I want to ensure this attempt is different. I'm saying this again. Please listen. This is a handshake. ये दोनों साइड से आपका, मेरी साइड से तो मेरा एफर्ट हर स्टूडेंट के लिए सेम रहता है. मैंने आज तक जो भी एफर्ट लगाया है हर एक स्टूडेंट के लिए सेम. इफ यू आर इन क्लासरूम, इफ यू आर इन अ जूम सेशन, हाउ एम आई गिविंग डिफरेंट इनपुट टू डिफरेंट स्टूडेंट्स? It is about the students' output after that. That ensures that outcome that you are looking for. तो ये भी करना पड़ेगा. You have to be brutally honest. Some people don't even want to analyze and say, if they make a silly mistake in the exam, say, oh yeah, this just was a silly mistake. Then how will you rebuild? How will you? Brutal honesty with oneself. Brutal honesty. That is, if that reality check you are not able to do, I'm so scared I can't write a mock test. Why can't you write a mock test? आपकी जो current standing है, अगर आपको कोई दिखा दे तो गलत क्या है? गलत क्या है यार? क्या गलत है उस चीज में? But no, that's where we get stuck completely. Another thing, aiming specifically for 99th percentile scores to target ISB, Harvard, INSEAD, whatever. We've written one school from India, one from the US, one from this. So that is one thing. You have the ambition of the very best MBAs in the world, and you don't want to execute. And somebody will, now I'll tell you what some people will tell me. I've done everything, but I am not really undisciplined. I am passionate, I'm committed, I'm driven, I'm focused, I'm obsessed, but I am just stuck. My score is not improving. There has to be something that you're not doing correctly. Figure it out, and you can figure it out yourself. But we don't want to face reality. We lie to ourselves. If something is weak, we don't want to go back and fix. एक सवाल गलत हो गया बोल्डफेस का, हाँ ये जस्ट ऐसे ही गलत हो गया, ये ध्यान नहीं दिया मैंने. As if magically something will fix itself on the exam day. People who make silly mistakes are the best examples. They just feel, हाँ ठीक है, बाद में तो मैं solve कर ही पाया, time limit में नहीं हुआ तो क्या हुआ? I could absolutely solve. What is the point? You have to solve during those 2 hours 15 minutes, not afterwards, not when you have a lot of time, not when you look at the solution. Doesn't work that. So the strategy has to be simple. Have a very brutal reality check with yourself. I'm not here to pamper anyone here. मेरा वो काम नहीं है. I mean, if you want that, then this session is anyway not for you. Brutal reality. You are at 355. Fine. Let's see that ये score है आज की date. You are at 605. Let's see. Whatever it is, that is important. You can't just run away. And there are people who don't like to face reality. It's very simple. The other thing, fear of missing out, make or break situation, that missing out on their life or career. This is my last chance, personal, financial, career reasons. Last and decisive attempt. You would have said the same for the previous attempt also. Who wants to say कि नहीं मेरे को 6 attempt तो लिखने ही पड़ेंगे तभी score आएगा? Except some people. I mean, I don't know. It's so idiotic that I anyway have to write 2 or 3 attempts. That's what my friends have told. That's not what my family. That's the standard thing. No, people get the score in the first attempt. If you want this to be your decisive attempt, undo all the bad things you're doing. First thing, even if you sit with me or another faculty member, we will tell you what you already know. It is there are so many posts on random, not about GMAT in general, social media. I exactly needed to hear this today. It resonates so deep. Why did you need to hear that? You know it already, what is wrong, what is fucked up in life, what is fucked up in this exam attempt. Brutal reality check chahiye. So it's good that you join the batch, will help, but don't think that there is only that I'll just pay and I'll somehow score. No. Look at the definitely look at three testimonials. Look at the testimonials of Mukul, look at the testimonial of Pranjal and I think Vaishnavi, these three people. You will know how motivated from within you got to be. The other people have asked community. तो ऑब्वियसली इसमें क्या होता है, बिकॉज बेसिक्स आर नॉट सपोज टू बी कवर्ड, यू आर नॉट इन दैट फेज, यू आर एब्सोल्युटली विथ पीपल who are far more driven. It really pushes the scoring. It does push your performance as well. Slacking not allowed. Now, my summary of all the 15 points, I'll go a little philosophical here. I'll take up some examples from other parts, maybe some historical, some politicians, some CEOs, just to drive home a point. Listen to me, 15-20 minutes is what it will take, but it will really reset things provided you are ready to take personal responsibility. Don't put it on anybody. The same course has given results for innumerable number of people. If it has not given results to you, there is something that you are not doing right. You already know what is that. The biggest challenge is we all know if somebody is not going to the gym or not following the instructors, whatever regimen that has been given to you, you already know why you are not able to improve, why you're not able to lift, why you're not able to reduce your weight. What we all know, it is only about one thing. एक चीज होता है ना, knowing and doing exactly what you know. अगर इसका गैप जीरो कर दोगे जिस दिन आप, जीरो गैप, उस दिन कोई सक्सेस ऐसी नहीं जो आ नहीं सकते. You know what you should do. You should not waste time. We all know not waste time. But doing that, we know, what do we know? We already know that no, if somebody is going to the gym and wants to lose weight, that person knows how to lose weight. Everything is, but we don't do. We'll go on a binge diet someday. We will not exercise. We will the difference between, you know what the GMAT requires, and there is exactly, if there a gap is zero, the gap is massive. Otherwise, that is where we all falter. So let's see. That's what I've summarized. And please don't think this is some random philosophy or motivation. This will reset everything if you are willing to change. If you find this that अरे ये सब बकवास है, मेरे को बताओ कब क्या होगा, कब शुरू होगा, मुझे strategy चाहिए आज, it doesn't work. There is no strategy. All success is 80% mindset and 20% mechanics. All success, 80% mindset, 20% mechanics. Mechanics means how to do, what to study, that is all right. But there are people who have scored a 790, 780 with me in the previous version, and this version also 765. They say कि हम तो सोच के आए थे कि हमारा 700 आ जाए, बहुत बड़ी बात है. And I got a 780. There is an example of someone who went to Kellogg with scholarship called Anushka. She said, मुझे 680 दिला दो, मुझे कहीं नहीं जाना, मुझे Kellogg तो बहुत बाद में अप्लाई किया. IMA will be fine because I have 5 years of work experience. So 1 year IMA program. Get me a 680. That is the ambition they have. Then she came, she scored 780. What changed? Her ability did not change. Her ability of the last 25 years, I can't change in 3 months. I can change the junoon. किया ना उसने. And trust me, success, all kinds of success is 80% mindset, 20% mechanics. मैकेनिक्स के ऊपर मत जाओ कि मुझे प्लान दो, इसीलिए तो एक भी प्लान फॉलो नहीं करते हो आप, क्योंकि माइंडसेट ही नहीं है. स्लिप हो जाए. Somebody who can follow a plan every single day doesn't need our help at all. मतलब ऐसे लोग हैं जिन्होंने कोर्स लिया है, वो प्लान दिया है, वीडियोस हैं, people are able to do that. I'll show you those examples. So if there is no gap between what we should do and what we actually do, we should not waste time. We should not be on social media. We should not be consuming news. अभी मैं example दूंगा, आपके होश उड़ जाएंगे कि कहाँ पे हमारा गैप है सारा का सारा. And I'll tell you, this is a mindset thing. I'll come to the strategy part also. This is my summary. Please listen to this very carefully. We all know what we should do. All of us know. This is not something that I should tell you. This we already know in the plan that you get. Better career, better life, whatever. Better health, better relationships, better finances, better goal setting, everything. We know what we should do. But what we should do and what we actually do is the misery. You reduce this gap to zero, there is nothing going back. This is exactly what is called self-sabotage. का क्या मतलब है? 3 hours. I shouldn't watch IPL final. By the way, it was watched by 98 crore people in India. So if you say no, मैंने नहीं देखा, एक हो सकता है किसी ने नहीं देखा, बट ऐसा नहीं कि आप बोलोगे 3 घंटे, पर 3 घंटे क्या आपके 30 years बदल रहे लाइफ के? क्या 3 घंटे आप जीमैट प्रेप कर रहे हो? तो आर यू इंचिंग टुवर्ड्स योर गोल? यू आस्क योरसेल्फ. What we should do, we should study. What we end up doing, we end up doing this कि हाँ अभी रणवीर ने कुछ बोल दिया, अभी अपूर्वा ने कुछ बोल दिया, अभी समय रैना का कंट्रोवर्सी आ गई, अभी किस स्कैम आ गया, अभी विजय माल्या का इंटरव्यू हो रहा है, अभी विराट कोहली ने जीत लिया, अभी जाकिर खान वो. हमको आप really ask yourself, did you give even 1 minute of your time to the 10 things that I've mentioned in the PDF attached later on? If you give even 1 minute, you have not followed the basic advice given in Know the World session 1. Even 1 minute. Why would I give? I did not give 1 minute even to Pahalgam attack in Kashmir and Pakistan and Air India tragedy. I did not give. I am not heartless. I am not emotionless. But क्या वो मेरी life 30 साल 10 साल 20 साल के लिए चेंज कर रहा है? Why do we get sucked in? No, there is an. If you are living on the border, I understand कि आपके घर पे अटैक हो सकता है. बाकी क्या है? If you are living in some other part of India, why are you bothered about that news? नहीं, मुझे पता करना है क्या हो रहा है पाकिस्तान. सब झूठ है. तो जो आ रहा है मीडिया में एक भी चीज सच नहीं है. आपको अभी तक नहीं पता how the war started, how the war ended. We want to just know what is not even correct. I have not given. You may call me very heartless, very ruthless, stone-hearted. How can someone tell me उसको time देकर आपकी life में क्या change हुआ? Did your score improve because you were busy watching India-Pakistan war? Because you were busy watch. Could you help them also? क्या जो airline में जिनका कुछ problem हुआ, the people who died, could you help their families by watching the news? Brutal honesty के साथ काम करना पड़ता है. ऐसा नहीं होता है. What you should do is what you should do if you're preparing for GMAT, it's study. What we end up doing is not that. And somebody will say, no, I've cut off everything. I'm not on social media. You waste time in some other way. All of us are somehow very smart in finding all kinds of distractions. पढ़ने का बस नहीं होता. This is it. And there are people who have taken हमारा expert essentials course. That means you get only material plus videos. You do not get any faculty support. There are people who have scored 755 just by using this. They never ask for a plan. They never ask for anything, because all you have to do is you have to put your head down and you just have to study. The plan is brutally efficient. I have given that. I have made it myself. आप अपने आप का जब ऑडिट करोगे ना, टाइम का और रिसोर्सेस का, एनर्जी का, मनी का, किसी भी चीज का, आपके होश उड़ जाएंगे कि मैं कर क्या रहा हूँ. Only when you are honest. लेकिन जो ना रहे पर मैं तो ह्यूमन बीइंग हूँ, हाउ कैन आई नॉट डू दिस, क्या है मेरे आसपास लोग रहते हैं वो मुझे क्या. नो, इट इज नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट. आपको सोचना पड़ेगा. और कौन बोल रहा है कि लाइफ लॉन्ग मत करो? जब इसकी तैयारी कर रहे हो तब मत करो. आई एम टेलिंग यू, अभी आएगा आपके होश उड़ जाएंगे कि क्या करते हैं हम लोग. Let's take some examples. Okay, let's say health example. Let's see. I'm not saying I'm being ideal here or anybody. I'm just giving you some example. हमको सबको पता है कि क्या करना चाहिए. डाइट सही रखना चाहिए, sleep, exercise. We all know this. हमको क्या करना चाहिए? We should walk, we should jog, lift weights, we should sleep enough, follow a routine, whatever. Avoid harmful foods. अगर इतना ही आसान है तो हर कोई फिट क्यों नहीं है? जानते तो सब. If knowledge is the only problem, no, knowledge is not a problem. All of us know what is wrong for us, what is right for us. It's only about doing. Most people, we all know knowledge is not a problem. GMAT ka bhi, the how to study is not a problem. Studying is the problem. The gap between what we should do is we should maintain a healthy lifestyle. I'm not saying everybody is perfect here, but I'm saying why we are not where we want the result and what we actually do. यहीं पे सारी मिस्ट्री है. Let's see, finances को देखते हैं. थोड़ा सा मैं लाइफ की तरफ जाता हूँ. I don't generally talk about this, but this will give you an idea. We all know what we should do. We should save our money. We should invest that money to make it bigger. We should grow that money. That means we should invest in upskilling so that salary बढ़ जाए, कुछ और हो जाए, side skill, side. We should invest in self-education. We should not take loans, not go for EMI, BNPL, not buy anything to show off, not go for lifestyle inflation, not bet, not gamble, etc., etc., etc. This is basic. ये अगर तुम 6 ग्रेड के बच्चे से भी पूछोगे ना कि इसमें से ये करना चाहिए कि ना, उसको भी पता होता है. इट्स नॉट कि वो पर्सनल फाइनेंस के इन्फ्लुएंसर्स फिनफ्लुएंसर्स विल गिव मी दिस एडवाइस. नो, एवरीबॉडी नोज एक बेसिक फंड होना चाहिए आपके. But what we end up doing, and 78% of iPhones in India are bought on EMI. It's a telltale story. हमको सबको पता है कि ये सब नहीं करना चाहिए. We should save rather than really splurge. We all know this. But हम करते क्या है मालूम है. Like, and you'll say, no, but I have to live life also. I can't live like a monk. Who's saying? I have never touched an Apple product in my lifetime. I have not even touched. Forget owned. तो क्या मेरी लाइफस्टाइल खराब है कहीं से? क्या मैं काम नहीं कर रहा हूँ? सो वी शुड डू एंड वी डू. और ये सब कुछ जीमैट पे भी अप्लाई हो सकता है. व्हाट वी शुड डू एंड व्हाट वी एक्चुअली डू. लेट्स टेक समथिंग जेन्युइनली थोड़ा डिफरेंट जाते हैं जिस बात पे. We should invest in the right people, both personal, professional, right colleagues, right bosses, right mentors, right people in the family, right partner, whatever. We should give them our time and presence to the right people. We should cut off wrong people. We should move on from a breakup, toxic drama, whatever fights. Protect our peace at all times. हर कोई जानता है अगर नॉलेज से सॉल्व होता तो किसी की लाइफ में हर्ट, ब्रेकअप, टेंशन, ये रॉन्ग पर्सन, ये होता ही नहीं. Knowledge तो यही है ना. You should remove random people. You should remove toxic people. For 5 years are locked in this. कि I can't get this guy or girl out of my head. I've said this in Know the World. It is true. 30 years से देख रहा हूँ मैं ये चीज. But 1-2% लोग जो कर पाते हैं, they are the ones who get to the top 1% of scoring, top 1% of schools, scholarship, everything. We all know कि करना क्या चाहिए, but हम नहीं करते. बहुत सिंपल चीज. लेट्स सी टाइम एंड अटेंशन. सोशल मीडिया, आई मीन यू माइट से नो मेरा यूसेज बहुत कम है. सोशल मीडिया पे नहीं होगा तो कहीं और होगा. कोई दोस्त से बात करते होगा, कोई व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप होगा, कोई वर्क पे जाते हो तो यू टॉक समथिंग और द अदर समथिंग. Wrong people, definitely wrong people are there in almost everybody's life. You need random news. मैं बोल रहा हूँ इसके 500 आइटम बन सकते हैं. रैंडम शॉपिंग, किसी ने कुछ दे दिया. You may not be part of Instagram, but you may be part of something else altogether that is stealing away, that is chipping away at your attention. मैंने ये बोला 10 मिनट, 10 घंटे, 10 वीक्स, 10 महीने, 10 साल. Okay, minutes, 10 minutes. Or whatever it is. Okay, it's like 10 hours, 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months, 10 years. If something is not affecting me over a 10-year horizon, I don't care. राज शमानी ने विजय माल्या का इंटरव्यू किया. मुझे राज शमानी की पॉडकास्ट के जाने के पहले मुझे पता ही नहीं था वो कौन है. मेरी टीम ने बताया कि राज शमानी है कोई, बिकॉज दिस काइंड ऑफ कोलैबोरेशन अपॉर्चुनिटी की. I will not pay. मुझे कोई बोले कि नो आई विल पे यू $1 million या आपको ये 4 घंटे का देखना है. I will not watch it. I will not watch. 8.5 crores भी दे दे, मैं नहीं देखना चाहती वो चीज. It's not possible. आप बिल्कुल, मैंने 1 सेकंड भी वेस्ट नहीं किया इसमें से कुछ भी. किस स्कैम कंट्रोवर्सी, people went mad. The point is this was there only for 10 days. Does it affect your life for 10 years or more? No, it doesn't. But no, बहुत सारे लोग डिफेंड करते कि मैंने नहीं दिया टाइम. आपने किसी चीज को टाइम नहीं दिया. ट्रम्प टॉकिंग अबाउट हार्वर्ड का बंद कर दूंगा मैं सब कुछ, फॉरेन स्टूडेंट्स ले सकते. डिड यू नॉट गिव टाइम टू दैट? डिड यू नॉट गिव टाइम टू द पहलगाम थिंग? आई एम नॉट हार्टलेस, इमोशनलेस. ओके, बट टेल मी व्हाट चेंज्ड? We paid 10-15 days of time. पहले तो अटैक हो गया, उसके बाद पाकिस्तान के साथ वॉर हो गया, उसके बाद सीज फायर हो गया. Why was even 1 second of your time needed? But all of us gave it. All of us. क्यों चाहिए? आप कट डाउन करके तो देखो ना कितना टाइम जाएगा इसमें से. इफ यू से कि नहीं मैंने नहीं देखा, ठीक है, 2 लोगों ने नहीं देखा होगा 200 में से. 99% people are involved in all this shit. Absolutely involved. Work on your, सबसे important है, protect your time and attention. We want to protect our money. It is the worst strategy. Money you will make so much if you have this clearly. तो वी नो कि क्या करना चाहिए. कोई बोलेगा कि नहीं, बोलो कि नहीं, यू शुड स्टडी फॉर जीमैट वर्सेस यू शुड वेस्ट टाइम ऑन दिस. आइडियली वी नो कि क्या करना चाहिए, पर करना नहीं है वो चीज. वी गेट सक्ड. That's what these algorithms are made for, getting you sucked into something. क्यों नहीं करना है? सेल्फ सैबोटाज तो यही है ना कि मालूम है क्या करना चाहिए, पर हम वो ना करके सब कुछ करते हैं. दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द नेक्स्ट टारगेट. वॉट एवर यू मेक ए 3 month 6 months टारगेट कि मुझे लाइफ में क्या करना है आगे. डोंट मेक ए 5 year टारगेट. इट्स a यूजलेस थॉट. आज की डेट में कोई लॉन्ग टर्म गोल बनाता है, दैट पर्सन इज इडियट. आई मीन फ्रैंकली, बी स्कूल में आप बोल सकते हो, इफ दे आस्क व्हाट इज अ लॉन्ग टर्म गोल, आई डोंट मेक लॉन्ग टर्म गोल्स. इट डजंट वर्क. Ruthless ambition and obsession that truly consume you, these two things. Ruthless ambition. Ruthless means I can cut out everything else. Obsession is मेरे दिमाग में 24/7 कुछ भी नहीं आता. And I'll give you some examples. तब आपको समझ आएगा कि क्या होता है, और आप तो हो ही नहीं यहाँ पर. You don't have it. Please don't give yourself this delusion that you don't have it. Okay, please don't come to me and say, now I have ruthless ambition, I have this obsession. You don't. I know you don't. I truly know you don't. देखते हैं. Why do I need external motivation? Why do I go sideways otherwise? Why can't I focus for 3 months? 3 घंटे फोकस नहीं कर सकते. ये हमारी रियलिटी है. I mean, you must be at least 20 years of age, maybe 20 to 30 रेंज में हो आप 2 से 3 महीना फोकस नहीं कर सकते. क्या ट्रेजेडी है. करके देखो क्या नहीं होता है फिर. But you can't say I studied for 300 hours but it was not daily. Doesn't work. You will lose. 3 दिन आप छोड़ दो पढ़ना. आपको लगेगा मुझे तो आरसी, I have forgotten what it was. I have forgotten the strategy. You have to do it daily. And the returns are so asymmetric. Asymmetric means बहुत कम effort लगा के बहुत बड़े returns मिल सकते हैं. Okay, we have shared these examples. I want to share them again. Don't think it is repetitive. I am building something. Maybe from tomorrow you can go all ruthless, cut out everything. Strategy we will give you. We will talk to you every alternate day in this batch. But prior to this, we know Wharton has been number 1 for so long. मतलब इसका तो कोई यानी 15 साल से मैं देख रहा हूँ. Almost always it has been number 1. Kellogg has been number 2. We have seen this picture. We have seen this story. But ये होता कैसे है? हम लोग कई बार ये समझते ही नहीं कि how to achieve this level of success. How to achieve this level of success. ऐसा नहीं कि हाँ पैसे बर्बाद कर दिए वॉटन जाके, जॉब तो लगी नहीं, इंडिया आना पड़ गया. जो लोग बोल रहे हैं जॉब नहीं लगती, this is what happened. This is Kritika talking about. She is already joined BCG in Washington. $300,000. 2.5 करोड़ के ऊपर का तो बेसिक पैकेज है. उसके ऊपर जो 4 चीजें मिलती है वो पीडीएफ में लिखी है, आप पढ़ना. That PDF's name is, by the way, the girl in this picture. Please do read that thing. And she was 24 years old. Some people say, no, these institutes need 5-6 years of work. It's all crap. You don't know. Some people, no, you have to be from IIT. You have to be working with McKinsey before. You have to be with FANG companies. None of those things. She was leading there, even there, both the consulting club and dance studio. That means bilkul left brain may be top or right brain may be top. Because initiative. It is not talent. Please remember, this is not talent. This all the time she faced a lot of imposter syndrome. Despite that, she pushed through. आपको ये जो लिखा है ना यहाँ पे कि trained with Marine Corps at Quantico, I even did this, I went to South America, I went to disaster prone areas, famine areas, I did this work. कितना enrich करता है ये चीज आप. Stretch experience. I had the privilege of leading both Consulting Club and Wharton Dance Studio. I built home, rebuilding together Philadelphia, trained with Marine Corps, and hiked 15 active landslides in Peru. Learned how to ski and traveled to 7 countries while being at Wharton, while being the president of 2 clubs, while maintaining enough grades, while still preparing to get a job with BCG. This is stretch. और ये एक्सपीरियंस हमेशा मैं बोलता हूँ, दिस इज द ईयर व्हेन शी वेंट 2023. This is 2023 class. She is from 2025 class. But if somebody had to really get excited, this. ये आपको मिल ही नहीं सकता ISB में. 83 कंट्रीज से नो इंडियंस डोंट गेट जॉब्स देयर. ट्रम्प का स्केयर है, कंसल्टिंग तो डेड है. चैट जीपीटी में $20 में सब हो जाता है. If consulting was dead, ask yourself, honestly ask yourself, how is consulting only giving her a job? If visa in America was not possible, work, how is this that she got a job? If M7 schools are also suffering, how is it that she got a job? If scholarships are not going to come by, how is it that she got 100% scholarship, etc., etc.? ये सब बकवास. एंड देन पीपल विल से नो, शी मस्ट हैव बीन वेरी स्पेशल. कुछ बहुत ही औसम होगा. तो हमने इसीलिए ये बहुत बार दिखा चुका हूं, मैं 10 बार दिखा चुका हूं. BBA from Symbiosis, a very basic education, not even tier 1. It is not SRCC, it is not IIT Bombay, it is not none of those leagues. Clearly very average college. tier 3 भी बोल सकता हूं, but definitely tier 2, definitely. WorkX देखते हैं. First company's name is Great Manager Institute. Second company's name does not even have a LinkedIn page, called Tactus Ventures. Third company, she was working as a freelancer. The name of the company is Great Place to Work. Is it McKinsey, BCG, Bain? Is it Big Three? Sorry, just a second. Is it Big Three, Big Four? Is it like no? ये already BCG या already KPMG में काम कर. Is it Google, Amazon, Facebook, any of these companies, Meta? None of those things, none. इसके बाद GPA also was pretty average. Okay, so average college, average work, average salary, average GPA. But because of that score, she got in. 770 स्कोर तो आया ना, लेकिन वो 755 के बराबर है. दैट इज 100%. दैट इज ऑल दैट यू नीड. This is where the problem is. We just do not want to agree. And this is all. I mean, she even came for an. Hey, Kritika. I'm not playing all this. Let's also do this. I'm sure some of you have gone through that PDF I've shared. If you have not, please go through that PDF. वो आपके लिए बनाया है मैंने. I mean, some people can't write 30 pages in their lifetime. I wrote it in 2 hours. 1.5 hours roughly मैंने वो 30 पेज बना दिए थे. This is why. And we found out कि अगर फ्रीलांसर है कोई 2022 में, तो उसके BBA ग्रेजुएट की सैलरी क्या होगी? पीपल से 20K भी बहुत ज्यादा है. आप 20K से ज्यादा तो मान ही नहीं सकते. दैट इज 2.5 lakhs. 300,000 is the basic package, not the other 4 components. That is 2.6 crores. 2.4 lakh to 2.6 crore. Now somebody will say, is this not 100x? आप 3 महीने 90 डेज फोकस नहीं कर सकते यार, क्या मतलब? एंड ये भी मिला साथ में साइनिंग बोनस. वो पहली बार बहुत सारी कंपनीज को. इफ यू डोंट बिलीव मी, प्लीज सी. दिस वाज 2023. दिस ये जो लिखा है 2023 में वॉटन्स एवरेज वाज 2,42 करोड़ प्लस. पैकेज बढ़ता भी है तो 2025 में दिस इज नॉट, शी इज नॉट गॉट एवरेज, शी इज गॉट अ लिटिल अबव एवरेज. Am I really saying something that is not true? Some people will say, नहीं ऐसा होता ही नहीं, ऐसी प्रोफाइल. You are not willing to believe. In our minds, we don't want to believe these stories, but these are real stories. Sundar Pichai took 13 years after graduating from Wharton to CEO. 13 years. She is right now 26 years of age. Before the age of 40, if she plays her cards very well, under 40, she might be CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Who can say she will not be? We don't know. I'm not saying she will be. She might just work and finally probably reach $1 million in 20 years, but she can absolutely nail be the CEO. The path is exactly the same. आप बोलो नॉन इंजीनियर है तो उसको कैसे? नहीं, नॉन इंजीनियर भी बनते हैं CEOs. इंदिरा नूई was a non-engineer CEO. In the US, PepsiCo Global conglomerate, 175 countries. She retired. So if you say nahi engineer, nothing like that. 13 years only. And this is why I believe it is possible. अब दूसरा एक और स्टोरी की सम पीपल से यूरोप का नहीं दिखाते हो, मैं इसलिए दिखा रहा हूं. यू हैव सीन दिस. प्लीज डोंट थिंक आई एम रिपीटिंग सो आई डोंट वांट टू वॉच. जस्ट डोंट हैव दैट माइंडसेट. वी से 60% grade, 60% marks is. So my grades are basically. Just a second. Okay, so 2.4 GPA. Sorry. From there, with 2 years of work experience, he got into INSEAD?
So my grades are basically 60%, 65%, something.
Okay, now he was speaking to 900 people, by the way. I had invited him to talk to any. What is his background? Christ BBA. Zero top companies. This was the day he got into INSEAD. मैंने देखा कि है कौन, देखते तो हैं. He had 2 year 11 months of experience while joining INSEAD. So how much experience do you think he would have had while applying? 1 year earlier you apply. 2 years of work experience. Terrible grades. Absolutely average college. क्या सैलरी मिलती होगी खुद ही देख लो. क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस एनालिस्ट मतलब अब डेटा एंट्री ऑपरेटर हो, उसका फैंसी टर्म है. दैट्स इट. दिस इज द मीनिंग. वो और Bloom Global is not really in the big 3, big 4 names, but he got into INSEAD, which is world's #1 MBA for 1 year course. It's ahead of Harvard because उनका 1 year course जो है US का, they are not as great. And this is what really you have to believe कि प्रोफाइल से नहीं फर्क पड़ता कुछ भी. यही सबसे बड़ी हमारी ट्रेजेडी है. आई हैव शोन यू यूएस का वर्ल्ड का #1 स्कूल, आई हैव शोन यू यूरोप्स #1 स्कूल, #1 2 year MBA, #1 1 year MBA. टेल मी व्हाट इज द रोल ऑफ प्रोफाइल. बट हमको अपने आप को एक एक्सक्यूज देना पड़ता है, बिकॉज इफ आई फील माई प्रोफाइल वोंट मैटर, then I'll have to study for GMAT, which I don't want to do. So all the excuses are basically so that I don't have to study. You subconsciously do the same thing. You might say, no, I'm very sincere. You're saying something, you're attacking. No, deep within, we don't want to do the work because of these things. And then he has been so crazily impressed by Know the World and saying every day I'm using this. All of this he wrote himself. Even a few days back, he got a TEDx talk. He got to speak at Google's head office in Bangalore, keynote address. And he's saying, without this, I could never have expected before INSEAD. So what change it is brought about by one B school tag, we can't imagine, right? Don't fall for this 2025 is a bad time. You are not going in 2025. You are entering in 2026. If you're going to the US, you're graduating in 2028. Useless commentary. और पहली बात, न्यूज देखना बंद कर दो, बिल्कुल ही बंद कर दो. आई मीन यू शुडंट से दैट नो आई विल नॉट पे मच अटेंशन टू न्यूज, बट आई विल सी. डोंट इवन बी अवेयर कि ट्रंप ने क्या बोला अगले 6 महीने के लिए. कुछ नहीं होगा, तुम्हारी जिंदगी में कुछ गलत नहीं होगा. डोंट इवन बी अवेयर ऑफ व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन इन द वर्ल्ड. इंडिया अंडर अटैक, इंडिया अंडर वॉर. नहीं, अनलेस यू आर लिविंग इन द वॉर जोन और अनलेस यू कैन चेंज समथिंग. आप कश्मीर में हो, जो मर गया उसको खाना खिला सकते हो, उसकी कोई फाइनेंशियल मदद कर सकते हो, उसको हॉस्पिटल ले जा सकते हो, तो मैं मानता हूं कि आप कुछ अच्छा कर रहे हो. तो फिर इन्वॉल्व हो. कर कुछ नहीं सकते, करना कुछ नहीं है, बस ताली बजाना है, सोशल मीडिया पे कमेंट करना है. क्या जरूरत है ये समझो. व्हेन वी कांट चेंज एन आउटकम, वी शुडंट बी पार्ट ऑफ द स्टोरी फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगिनिंग. We can't change the outcome. गुड़गांव में फ्लड आ गया, everybody is going crazy. अरे कर तो नहीं सकते ना, हम तो नहीं कर सकते. I always evaluate कि do we really have that thing? Can I really change something? I am not saying I'm inhuman, but can I change कि एयरलाइन ट्रेजेडी हो गई, मैं क्या कर सकता हूं उसमें. तो रोज न्यूज फॉलो करने के बजाय किसने हुआ, पायलट की गलती से हुआ, इसकी गलती से हुआ, को कुछ भी हुआ हो, आई डोंट केयर. नॉट बिकॉज आई डोंट वांट टू केयर अबाउट द पीपल हु डाइड, बट आई कांट डू एनीथिंग अबाउट. इफ यू कांट चेंज एन आउटकम, व्हाई आर यू पार्ट ऑफ एनी स्टोरी? आस्क योरसेल्फ, यू विल गेट एन आइडिया. हमारा फिर भी रहेगा, इतना सब कुछ देखने के बाद धनंजय विल स्टिल फील कि नहीं पढ़ते. ये पिक्चर मैं हमेशा दिखाता हूं. दिस इज बीन माय फेवरेट. दिस इज द डीएनए ऑफ समवन हु स्टडीज एंड ओनली स्टडीज. आप क्या सोचोगे, 3 घंटे पढ़ रहा है कोई, 3 hours, you will say 2 hours you will think about, oh but my profile is not good, US is not good, why should I study, why should I do this? This is what I will think all the time. So 3 hours will essentially go to 1 hour, and 1 hour also is not very productive now. We only think about everybody who studies. Please ask yourself, is your input of 3 hours equal to the output of 3 hours? How will you change an outcome? How will you change an outcome? It doesn't. This is the difference. क्या ये बायोलॉजिकल है कि मेरा तो ब्रेन ही इतना खराब बनाया भगवान ने, तो मैं तो कुछ कर ही नहीं सकता? नहीं है. It's only about just shutting off distractions all the time. मैं काम करता हूं यार, मैंने अभी भी इस एज में भी इतने टाइम के बाद, इतना सक्सेस देखने के बाद, इफ आई हैव टू वर्क 16 hours a day, I can still work 16 hours a day non-stop. I don't do that every day these days. I don't have to, but If I have to sit 16 hours and if I have to do it for 3 months, I can do it. I can totally do it. कोई भी मैसेज करे, जब फोन ही नहीं है, आपने इंटरनेट ही ऑफ कर दिया. मैंने अपने लैपटॉप का एक बाहर से मैंने वो लगा के रखा है मॉडेम, जब काम होता है तो बाहर से लगा लेता हूँ. मैंने अदरवाइज इंटरनेट ही बंद करके रखा हुआ है मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स. आई डोंट हैव माय फोन इन माय हैंड्स. If you want, you can go nuclear like this. If you don't, then you have the world at your disposal to waste time. So same thing. ये decades से मैं ये picture दिखा रहा हूँ. This webinar happened 3 years ago. जब से 500 people were listening to me, I asked the same thing that I asked you, 15 points. Everybody says yes, the same problem. And I always ask this, I must have asked you this. Are these reasons biological? कि लैक ऑफ फोकस इज इट अ बायोलॉजिकल इश्यू? कि मेरे को तो दिया ही नहीं किसी, आई एम नॉट लकी इनफ टू इनहेरिट द बॉडी सो दैट आई कुड फोकस. आई कांट क्लोज द टॉपिक. इज इट बायोलॉजिकल? सारी चीजें एक ही चीज पे, आप अपने माइंड को कैसे कंट्रोल में रखते हो. इफ यू कांट डू दैट, प्लीज डोंट एक्सपेक्ट. एंड दैट्स व्हाट 29 years से मैंने यही देखा है. जो पर्सन क्रैक, लुक एट दीज पीपल. धनंजय, हिज स्कोर वाज वेरी लो. He still made it, so he didn't get a scholarship. His score was not 99%. Kritika's score was 100%. She got scholarship as well. Very average people cracking it. Why? Because they can put their head down and work for 3 months. 90 days, that's it. अब reality check लेते हैं थोड़ा सा. There is a student who came to us in round 3. जब बिल्कुल टाइम नहीं बचा था. 21 days, he first scored 685. मतलब राउंड 2 की डेडलाइन जा चुकी थी. 21 days and 3 weeks versus 3 years also. This is Yash Singh, and if you see 21 days of GMAT prep, 4 days of mocks, 8 weeks, 8 applications. और Kellogg में जा रहा है पढ़ने. Kellogg में चला गया, मतलब he is in M7, top 10 नहीं है वो, top 2 में आता है Kellogg. You just saw the ranking. 3 weeks because he could put his head down. But yes, I must say he would be okay with the basics. It's not basics ka part. If he does the bridge course also, no, he did not. But all the course that was bridge course ke extra humne jo bhi diya, he was able to do. And some people are not able to finish. And now some people will say again he is very special. This, no, he put his head. Usne noise ko shut off kar diya. एक शार्क टैंक यूएस का इन्वेस्टर है, केविन ओलेरी, आपने सुना होगा नाम, बहुत कॉमन है. इज द गाय हु गोज इवन टू हार्वर्ड. एंड ही सेड दैट आई मेट स्टीव जॉब्स and his signal to noise ratio was 95:5. 95% of the times I'll focus on what matters, 5% still. Elon Musk, he said signal to noise ratio is 100. That's it. He is not distracted by any noise of any kind. ये आपने देखा भी होगा, नहीं तो जरूर देखना. केविन ओलेरी टॉकिंग अबाउट स्टीव जॉब्स. इट्स a 20-second video. You will just know how they're wired differently. This guy, we have a podcast with him also. He's like, I'm going to Kellogg because मुझे पता है कि मैं वहां जाके perish नहीं करूंगा. कैसा भी न्यूज हो इकोनॉमी का, I will thrive. I have confidence. So this, you've seen this story before most probably, but what is Kellogg? It's number 2 in the world. It's the parent school to ISB. Crazy success story. Okay, now you need some specific attributes. Let's talk about this. Before that, let me ask you, chat open करता हूं मैं, and आप में से इसमें से कौन सी चीज है that you are doing wrong or right? Let me just ask. 1 second, guys. Yes, please tell me what has resonated so far. Yes, I have opened the chat. I guess you can type. Please tell me. कुछ भी नहीं. Yes, guys, please. Please share as everyone. Don't share as private message. I will not be able to read. Yes. Are you able to relate to anything I'm saying, or do you think it's all useless? बकवास चल रही है यहाँ पर. Please tell me. और आपको अगर लगता है कि फोकस में मैं आपकी हेल्प कर सकता हूँ, मैं आपको सपोर्ट कर सकता हूँ, बट आप मुझसे उम्मीद करो कि नो गिव मी मोटिवेशन, आई कांट गिव यू फोकस. डोंट एवर थिंक दीज थिंग्स आर इंटरनल. ये एक्सटर्नल, डोंट एवर थिंक सॉरी दीज थिंग्स आर एक्सटर्नल, दीज आर ऑलवेज इंटरनल. अब इसमें से देखते हैं फटाफट, वेरी क्विकली. ओके, all right, let's continue. Please don't raise hands. Please lower your hand. I'll take up if required, or my teammates will answer your questions. Just wait. मैं बार बार ये वर्ड्स यूज कर रहा हूं क्योंकि आपका नहीं है ऑब्सेशन सिंगुलर, मतलब सोते उठते जागते 24/7 365. दिस इज द ओनली थिंग दैट इज इन माय माइंड. तो नहीं आता ना फिर. मैं कुछ हिस्टोरिकल फिगर्स की बात कर रहा हूं. I'll go into some very different discussion. This is something that I don't do usually with GMAT students, etc. But let's see. We have all heard Alexander the Great. By the age of 30, he had created one of the largest empires, and Pura Western Asia, Central Asia, South Asia, Egypt, widely considered one of history's greatest and most successful military command. And he existed not even in AD, he existed in BC. मुझे अलेक्जेंडर की कोई स्टोरी से मतलब नहीं है. दैट इज नॉट. Would this person, in the time when you could only go on horseback, there was no automobile, there was nothing, no idea about time कितना है, सुबह हो गई रात हो गई, सिर्फ just by the light, you are going on horseback across continents. You have no idea where you are going. You have no idea what land is going to be captured. You have no idea. Nobody has gone there ever. And you have the ambition, that ruthlessness, that I'll conquer the whole world. I'll conquer all of it. Asia, what do you know? I'll conquer. How many people would have died of hunger? How many people would have died of exhaustion? How many times this would have happened that I have no idea. But जुनून 30 साल की एज तक, 20 से 30 साल, 10 साल लड़ाई, and it is bloodshed, it is gore, it is everything. But do you think he did not encounter mountains? Do you think he did not encounter water or rivers or something that absolutely unforeseen? आपकी क्या जुनून इस लेवल को मैच करता है तो आप सीईओ बन जाओगे किसी दिन बहुत जल्दी. ये मत कहना कि मेरा जुनून बहुत है, मेरे को स्ट्रैटेजी नहीं मिल रही, प्लान नहीं मिल रहा. ये होता है जुनून. ये समझ में आना चाहिए. Why would this person? It is not about, is it not? I am not justifying what he did. He may have done something very bad, very brutal. That is not. I can admire Hitler even for his public speaking skills. He has been the worst villain of history. Look at the ambition, how much of a struggle this would have been for that person to want to conquer. कोई गोली भी नहीं आपके हाथ में, sword से लड़ने जा रहे हो horse पे. So many mountains come in this region, so many rivers, so maybe there is an ocean, small one. You just can, no clock, no calendar, nothing, only the sun and people dying. They were taking even the food on horseback. For how long? For 10 years. You just fight and fight. I want to be the brutal number one. What is brutal ambition? ये है. आप अपनी मैच कर लो इसके साथ. 3 घंटे फोकस नहीं होता है. ये पर्सन ने 10 साल फोकस. And it is everything against you. And there is no reason also. You need a small piece of land. You just need 6 feet to be buried. But you still want to conquer. Whether that ambition is right or not is not the point. आप सही जगह लगा दो ना ऐसे ambition. ये होता है जुनून. अगर आपको लगता है कि जुनून नहीं मेरे पास है, नहीं है आपके पास, ये झूठ बोलना अपने आप से बंद करो. सबसे पहले तो just fucking stop lying to yourself that I am very ambitious. No, you are not. Look at this guy. नेपोलियन को बोला जाता है उसके दिमाग में जुनून था कि पूरा यूरोप कैप्चर करना है. राइट एम्बिशन और नॉट, आई एम नॉट सेइंग, but obsession of a kind that has never been seen. Revolutionary wars, everything, there is everything. पूरा यूरोप कैप्चर करना है. आज तक उसके टैक्टिकल स्ट्रेटजीज पढ़े जाते हैं. हाउ ही वाज अ ग्रेट मिलिट्री कमांड. बट सो मच, कितनी ठंड पड़ती है यूरोप में, कितनी प्रॉब्लम होगी, कैसा रीजन होगा. कोई वही 1800 1700 अर्ली 200 साल पहले कोई ऑटोमोबाइल, ऑन हॉर्स बैक. And one more thing, you have the ability not to do it yourself. You are mobilizing lakhs of people in your favor who are ready to go. What kind of junoon do you need to convince others also? And he did it for ages. 10 साल 15 साल करते ही जा रहे हैं. ठीक है, you will lose also, you will have wrong moves also, but can you fault these people for their ambition? That though their ambition was 99 not 100, their ambition was 10 not. Can you say that no, they were not obsessed? Absolutely. If you don't have this, don't call yourself ambitious and obsessional. Let me give you another example. ये ठीक है, चलो वो हिस्ट्री का हो गया, इसको देखते हैं. IBM जो कंपनी है, sorry, something wrong with my pen, but okay, IBM as a corporation, it started in 1911 and it had survived for 75 to 80 years and it was almost on the verge of bankruptcy. And IBM में पहली बार एक नॉन आईटी नॉन कंप्यूटर्स वाला सीईओ लाया गया, जबकि IBM सिर्फ कंप्यूटर्स बेचता था तब तक. You know his decision first, and he was not at all an IT person. His decision was हम IBM में कंप्यूटर सेल करना आज से बंद कर देंगे. This was his first line at IBM. We don't want to sell computers. It may have taken some time to really sell off. IBM's entire computers, PC division and laptop division, बहुत rarely laptop आते थे, was sold off to Lenovo. The guy, now think about it, if you are taken as an outside CEO, उसका experience था McKinsey, not at all tech, Amex banking, and ये तो tobacco food company. He had no experience in IT or computer science or anything. He came, the company's valuation at that time was 29 billion. 8 साल में he made it 168 billion. That is, and he was so ruthless, so brutal. IBM में 75-80 years में nobody had been laid off, nobody had been fired. In his presence, now you may not like it because we have an employee mindset, but आप अगर capitalistic restructuring is really part of the system. 1 lakh people in IBM were let go of their jobs while he was there. Just to me, ruthless, brutal, right or wrong, don't ask me. But IBM की हिस्ट्री में इतना crazy CEO आए नहीं, and he was not even from the field that IBM had operated in. अब ये बंदा जब ज्वाइन किया था, इसने इसके पास $400 million की वर्थ थी पहले से, क्योंकि he was the CEO of such big companies. 400 million रिटायर हो सकता था आराम से ना, क्या जरूरत है 400 million या 4 million मिल जाए, 400,000 मिल जाए हमको तो हम रिटायर हो जाएं. उसके बाद he takes up this role with so much obsession, so much passion, so much energy, so much ambition कि मुझे ये कंपनी को बदल के रखना है, मैं सीईओ सिर्फ 2-4 साल के लिए बना. This is what, ये जुनून आपके पास नहीं है तो आप भूल जाओ कि आप सीईओ मटेरियल हो पहली बात, और आपका जीमैट में भी 9900 नहीं आएगा. You may not need this for lifetime, you need it for 3 months. We have had this guy Rupert Murdoch, who was the CEO of News Corp. He was one of the oldest people. आपने सुना है कि नहीं पता नहीं, जितना डिज्नी हॉटस्टार ये सब देखते हो आप, जो भी ESPN से लेके सारे Fox News, 21st Century, he owned the entire world media at some point in time. What is one line he says? उसकी एक बुक आती है कि 10 चीजें क्या हैं, and he was called the greatest deal maker. Incredible. Ambition never dies. He was around 75-80 years of age when this book was written. Ambition never dies. I still want to do deals. I still want to merge. I still want to buy empires. I still want to do this. That if you don't have it, don't say, but I'm not at that level. आप उस level पे इसीलिए नहीं हो क्योंकि आपके पास वो ambition ही नहीं है, वो obsession नहीं. These people don't need a plan when they wake up. They just don't. इसमें 10 चीजें दी हैं कि क्या secrets है. Speed freaks. That means even 1 minute of delay can really kill me completely, and so on. Bill Gates has been one of the most admired business leaders of the last 50 years now, 30-40 तो definitely. Richest person for 17 consecutive years. इसके ऊपर भी book थी. Let's see some of the things. One that I like. Everything else I'll have to explain. बहुत सारा. Never ever take your eye off the ball. मतलब जो चीज डिसाइड की थी 1985 में कि पीसी एट एवरी डेस्क, वही मिशन, वही जुनून, वही ऑब्सेशन, वही एम्बिशन एवरी डे, डे इन डे आउट, डे इन डे आउट, मोमेंट इन मोमेंट आउट. पर हमारे पास जब न्यूज आती है तो हमको वो देखना है. That means what? Is he interested in any controversy, any news that comes? No, this is the point. Despite his enormous wealth and achievement, Gates is relentless at my सो दिस इज, ये इनका डीएनए अलग होता है। आप ये अपने आप को कंपेयर मत करो कि नहीं मैं भी सीईओ बन, आप पहले ये ठीक करो कि कैन आई इवन फोकस फॉर 3 months, फॉरगेट इट, यू कांट, ये नहीं है। आप स्टॉप कॉलिंग योरसेल्फ ऑब्सेस्ड इफ यू आर नॉट, और चेंज फ्रॉम दिस मोमेंट ऑनवर्ड्स। My personal hero when I was growing up in my teenage years to 20-25 years of age, a crazy person, मतलब ऐसा टर्न अराउंड किया है इस पर्सन ने। He joined GE when GE was $12 billion. Okay, 12, and finally देखते हैं यहाँ पर 12 billion से 410 billion जब उसने रिटायर किया। This was the market cap of GE. इतनी क्रेजी स्टोरी, इसके ऊपर पूरा एमबीए हो सकता है, पूरा 2 साल का एमबीए जैक वेल्च लीडर आज के डेट में एप्लीकेबल है या नहीं, दैट इज डिफरेंट। आई मीन दिस वाज द ऑब्सेशन, एंड द फर्स्ट लाइन इन हिज बुक इज डोमिनेट योर मार्केट और गेट आउट। पहले जब जीई को इसने सीईओ की तरह ज्वाइन किया था, थोड़ी सी स्टोरी बता रहा हूँ आपको, पर्सपेक्टिव नॉलेज के लिए नहीं बता रहा हूँ, जस्ट फॉर ऑब्सेशन एंड एम्बिशन। GE used to operate in probably 50 businesses. He said 40 of them I'm closing because we are number 3 to number 8, whatever, we are not number 1 or number. He told his executives, either you make this business number 1 in the world or number 2 in the world, or leave that business, sell that business, close that business. I don't want to be number 3, because if you are number 8, he used to say, you will catch cold if the number 1 sneezes. If number 1 sneezes, you will catch cold if you're number 8. बंद कर दो, नहीं करना हमें जापानीज लोगों से कॉम्पीट एसी बना के, नहीं करना हमको कोरियन से कॉम्पीट। He closed almost every business except a few, and that is where he was so relentless. ये possibility नहीं है जब तक आप इतना crazily driven नहीं हो by exceptional ambition, clarity also. What I want to do, to hell with the stock brokers, to hell with the stock market, to hell with every day my stock price is going down, to hell with the shareholders for some time, to hell with the customers. Let me do what I want to do. That's it, and that is relentlessness. एक बंदे ने इस ली आयोकोगा की स्टोरी बहुत पावरफुल है। इसने क्राइसलर कॉर्पोरेशन को बैंकरप्सी से बचा लिया था, सेव्ड क्राइसलर। फोर्ड में काम करता था, फोर्ड के मालिक से झगड़ा हो गया, जो हेनरी फोर्ड का ग्रैंडसन, the person who was his boss, he had a fallout, he left the company. Ford totally tumbled. Chrysler was in absolute doldrums, on the verge of bankruptcy. अमेरिका में 3 कंपनीज को बोला था, they were big 3, GM, Ford and AM, American Motors, और ये जो था ये American Motors से ही बन के आया था। Today Chrysler is so huge, we know ये आधे से ज्यादा लग्जरी कार्स इसी कंपनी की आती हैं, जर्मन हो, Daimler हो, कुछ भी। He took this company out of bankruptcy by his personal mission. ऐसे लोग हो चुके हैं, ऐसे सीईओज हो चुके हैं कि 47 इयर्स में कोई एक एयरलाइन ने कभी लॉस नहीं किया, जबकि एयरलाइन में सिर्फ लॉस ही होता है सालों साल। एयरलाइन इज द टफेस्ट बिजनेस फॉर प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी, बट देयर वाज अ सीईओ कॉल्ड हर्ब केलर ऑफ साउथ वेस्ट। 47 इयर्स में एक बार भी लॉस मेकिंग ईयर नहीं हुआ। तो यू कैन नॉट इमेजिन, ऐसे ऐसे लोग हो चुके हैं दुनिया में, ऐसे ऐसे। एंड इन लोगों का ये नहीं कि इनकी डिग्री, इसको इलेक्ट्रिकल इंजीनियरिंग आता था, इसको मशीन्स आती थी, इसको कंप्यूटर्स, नहीं, इनके पास जो जुनून था वो अनमैच्ड था, अनमैच्ड। और इसीलिए 5 चीजों पर फोकस करोगे तो 5 जाएंगी। एंड दिस इज समथिंग दैट आई रियली वांटेड टू टेल, दैट यू डोंट से दैट आई हैव द एम्बिशन दैट Napoleon had, or that the Lau Gutzner guy from IBM he had. No, you don't. और जब ऐसी एम्बिशन आती है मेरे दोस्त, सुन लीजिए बहुत अच्छे से, मैं बहुत, ये तीनों चीजें आप पहले सुन चुके हो। जब इतना बड़ा जुनून होता है ना, तो आप टाइम वेस्ट कर ही नहीं सकते। ये विवेकानंद का कहना है कि जब आप कुछ बड़ा गोल बनाते हो तो छोटी मोटी चीजें जिसमें टाइम वेस्ट है तो आपको क्रॉस ही नहीं करती। मैंने बता रहा हूँ, मेरे को पता चला मेरे घर के मेंबर्स से कि पहलगाम अटैक, मैंने 10 सेकंड भी उस न्यूज पे नहीं लगाए। यू विल फील कि अरे ये तो बहुत ही ब्रूटल है, ये तो इमोशनलेस है। नो, आई एम वेरी इमोशनल, आई माइट क्राई, but I don't want to still waste time because I can't change an outcome. Fine, it is the worst tragedy that has happened to India in the recent times. पर क्या हुआ? 11th day we all forgot, we all moved on. तो उस 10 दिन में भी टाइम क्यों देना? ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि जब आपके पास इतना बड़ा गोल होगा, अलेक्जेंडर को ये नहीं आता होगा कि मेरे घर में ये हो गया, मेरे को लाइट चले गई, ये हो गया, मतलब आई एम नॉट सेइंग ऑब्वियसली उस टाइम की बात, बट ये छोटा नथिंग, यू कांट थिंक ऑफ एनीथिंग एल्स। क्या ये आपका जुनून है? आप बताइए, नहीं है तो फिर छोड़ो, कोई चीज नहीं। सो एवरीथिंग इन लाइफ बिकम्स नॉट इवन सेकेंडरी, कि सेकेंडरी है, it becomes insignificant, it is zero importance, whatever it is, everything becomes zero. Even your job, you can just do it as if you're going through the motions for the next 2 months, just do the minimum work, but this will change your life forever. ये बात है। और आपको अगर लगता है कि नहीं मैं तो मजाक कर रहा हूं, ये नहीं होता, तो इसके बगैर आपको एक्सेप्शनल सक्सेस नहीं मिल सकती। Let me ask you what you're feeling at this moment. I want to just ask you, please just tell me what you're feeling at this moment. बताइए, चैट में बताइए, से समथिंग गाइस। कोई कुछ कहना ही नहीं चाहता है। ऑल राइट, आई एम रियली रीडिंग ऑल दीज मैसेज। करना कैसे है तो वही है, विल सी। एक चीज है, ये सब इतनी ऑब्वियस विजडम है, व्हाई डू वी फॉरगेट? आस्क योरसेल्फ। ये तो बहुत नॉर्मल चीज है कि एक चीज पे फोकस कर दो। बचपन से महाभारत की कहानी सुनी, अर्जुन को चिड़िया की आंख के अलावा कुछ नहीं दिख रहा था। अरे जब सब कुछ है आसपास बट दिख नहीं रहा, मतलब क्या है उसका? ये सिखाया इसलिए नहीं जाता कि महाभारत की स्टोरी हिस्टोरिकली करेक्ट है, इसलिए सिखाया जाता है कि दिस इज हाउ यू विन इन लाइफ। It's nothing to do with religion, it's nothing to do with God, it has nothing to do with anything. It is just a metaphorical way of teaching you something कि आपको सिर्फ चिड़िया। That is why he was the best in the world at that time, best archer in the world. वही चीज है, बस यही चीज आप ठीक कर लो, बदल जाती है सब चीजें। Let's understand. So ask yourself, what can I subtract from my life? I mean, even if you've deleted all the apps, you still can subtract something. Guarantee. Today, sit down after this session and say, what am I deleting from my life? It could be even people for some time. You have to talk to them maybe, but that's it. और ये तो हम हमेशा बात करते हैं कि दिस इज व्हाट वी डू। आई मीन, डू यू थिंक आईपीएल फाइनल देखा नहीं गया इंडिया में? देखा गया ना, तो टाइम तो हमने वेस्ट किया। मूवीज, अभी कोई भी मूवी आती पागल हो जाते हैं, देखें चाहे नहीं देखें, सोशल मीडिया पे टाइम वेस्ट कर लेते। पॉलिटिशियंस, आई मीन ट्रम्प के बाद, व्हाई डू वी हैव टू फॉलो इवन वन वर्ड अबाउट हिम? बट नो, द होल वर्ल्ड इज लाइक म्यूजिक कॉन्सर्ट, आई डोंट हैव टू से, कोल्ड प्ले, पागल होते जा रहे हैं। कॉमेडी शोज, अभी जाकिर खान का शो हुआ है, आपको क्या करना? ही इज द वन हु इज विनिंग, यू आर जस्ट क्लैपिंग, यू आर पेइंग मनी और अटेंशन, यू आर पेइंग योर टाइम, एंड पीपल आर स्टक इन ट्रैफिक फॉर आवर्स। आई डोंट केयर अबाउट व्हाट हैपेंस इन द वर्ल्ड अनलेस आई एम ऑन स्टेज। आई डोंट केयर अबाउट एनीबडी else's success. All this, we just fall for all of these things. If you say no, not news, not news, no, you do fall for it. You do fall for it, all of this. So please always ask yourself, what can you delete? And it could be other things also, not just social media. People Instagram to कब से deleted है? No, it could be other things also. ये 7 एडिक्शन है दुनिया के सबसे बड़े, उसमें शुगर एंड, जिसको जनरली एडिक्शन माना जाता है कि ड्रग्स होंगे एडिक्शन में, टोबैको, वो 7th नंबर पे है, which should be coming at number 1, but it is at number 7. First addiction is social media, etc., etc. I'm not saying you are doing all this, but if there is something you can remove, and I always say you can watch 100 motivational videos and still be the most unmotivated person. Or in fact, you can actually say the more number of motivational dose you need, the less motivated you are. It doesn't help. Stop this. YouTube की पूरी एल्गोरिथम डिलीट कर दो जिससे वो आपको एक भी ऐसा वीडियो नहीं देखे. YouTube you can't uninstall. I understand. You need to watch sometimes. Remove the entire history. It will not recommend something that you've been watching again and again. Just delete. Ruthlessness यही होती है. Okay. और ये तो करना पड़ेगा 3 से 4 महीने अगर लाइफ के 40 आवर. इफ यू फील इट इज नॉट ट्रू, प्लीज, आपको कृतिका से बहुत सारे लोगों ने पहले कनेक्ट किया हुआ है. शी मे नॉट टेक योर फ्रेंड रिक्वेस्ट नाउ बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली शी मस्ट बी बिजी विथ हर लाइफ एंड व्हाई शुड शी नाउ. बट 2.5 months, 8 months she couldn't focus. 2.5 months she got 770 and that sets everything in motion. अब में प्रॉब्लम है कि 5 सब कुछ हो सकता है लेकिन पहली डोमिनो ही नहीं गिराओगे आप स्कोर वाली, तो आगे की कैसे होगा? स्कोर इज द फर्स्ट डोमिनो. If you are in this session, I'm assuming you are keen on preparing for the GMAT. If that is the case, then the score is the first domino. Then you get the school, then you get the scholarship, then you get a great salary, then you get success lifelong, etc. But you are not there to pick the first domino. Very difficult. Okay, not going to happen. And I always use this term, fight to the finish. We study 3 days and we really don't have the motivation on the 4th day. 2-4 दिन का चलता है consistent. I have never seen even one person who has taken a 1-week break and come back after 1 week with the same zeal and focus. 1 week will inevitably become 1 month and or months. और हम जनरली क्यों ब्रेक लेते हैं? One is that we are not interested, but I'm talking about very serious prep. People, very very serious. We always want to see कि हमारा रिजल्ट ऐसा शुरू से बढ़े. ये एटॉमिक हैबिट्स का स्क्रीनशॉट है, बहुत फेमस बुक है, बिल्कुल सच बात बोले. शुरू में कुछ भी मास्टर करने जाओगे आपको नीचे जाएगा, परफॉर्मेंस बढ़ेगा नहीं, आपका और खराब होता जाएगा. वी एक्सपेक्ट कि ऐसा जाए, that linear, every day I study, every day my this doesn't happen. Your performance increases like this, only like this. You will definitely slump first. Everybody kind of lives in the slump. मैं 100 बार अपने एग्जाम्पल दे चुका हूँ. आरसी में मैंने 78 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व किए थे, मेरे 3 करेक्ट हुए थे. सीआर में 153 एंड इट वाज सिंपल. आई वाज सॉल्विंग एलसैट पेपर्स. पेपर प्रिंट होता था, बहुत पुरानी बात है, मैं जब स्टूडेंट था. RC 3 sections, and because each paper has 2 CR sections, so CR I solved 6 sections. 78 questions in RC, I had 3 correct answers. 153 questions in CR, I had 0 correct answers. From that, I evolved to becoming a trainer for 4 of the exams: CAT, GMAT, GRE, SAT. सब पढ़ाता हूँ, तब भी मैं पढ़ाता. कोई आप कर सकते हो. प्रॉब्लम यह है यहाँ पे जाके मैंने छोड़ा नहीं कि यार कोई फायदा नहीं, आरसी में तो मेरे 3 सही हुए 78 में. हु हैज द परसिस्टेंस टू गो ऑन आफ्टर 3 on 78? आपके 13 on 18 होंगे तो भी आपको बुरा लगता है कि यार एक्यूरेसी नहीं इंप्रूव. दिस इज नॉट द पॉइंट. इट कैन, you just can break free from any plateau in life. It is the worst valley I have seen. I really am at the pinnacle of accuracy today. In anything you give me related to any of these 4 exams, I can crack it. मुझे देखना भी नहीं पड़ता है, सारे सही हो जाते. I may not have been very bad at math. I'm admitting math मेरा कभी खराब नहीं था, तो math से मुझे उतना. But verbal was so disastrous. DI was disastrous as well, जिसमें LR combine हो जाता था. जिसमें numerical DI I was a champ, but if you include logical, I wasn't good, but I can solve everything today. What am I? मैं अपनी बड़ाई करने के लिए नहीं बोल रहा, मतलब किसी भी लेवल से इम्प्रूवमेंट हो सकता है. Despite that, I took up the profession in which I'll teach CAT, I'll teach GMAT. Why? Because I knew कि I can improve, and I did improve. Why do we feel नहीं होगा यार? कैसे होता है उसका एग्जाम्पल ये है. ये प्रांजल, you may have seen 745, 100 percentile, all that. There is so much feedback around him, but let's see. We have his YouTube video, and YouTube video pe Akhila is one of her students who commented, how did you study 18 to 19 hours? If you listen to even the short video of his, he'll say, मैं अपने रूम से बाहर नहीं निकलता था, मेरे को खाना भी रूम में मिलता था क्योंकि मैं घर में रह रहा था. What? I was just focused. This is brutal ambition. And क्यों नहीं, फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में आ सकता है, नॉन इंजीनियर है. All the areas were weak, but This is your जुनून. If you say नहीं मुझसे नहीं होगा तो another thing, half hearted करने के बजाय छोड़ दो, कोई बात नहीं. एक बार पैसा वेस्ट हुआ जीमैट में, छोड़ो उसको, आगे बढ़ो लाइफ में. करना है तो फिर 100%, नहीं करना है तो आधा अधूरा कुछ मत करो. Just doesn't work. This is what happens. And we have had people bad at math, bad at English, bad at DI, bad at all the areas. This guy, for example, 435 is 11 percentile. From there, he has gone to 785. Uska recent podcast we've uploaded from on our channel. Just listen to it.
Hello everyone, my name is Kiratman Singh and recently I have scored 7.
Just a second. Let me see if the sound is being shared. Yeah, just a second. Let's listen. What छोटा सा है.
Hello everyone, my name is Kiratman Singh and recently I have scored 785 in GMAT Focus exam. So earlier when I scored 435, I was with some other institution and I landed up scoring 435 with them. And then I joined Top 1% in month of October. They really helped me a lot. Their material, their content, their doubt solving facilities are totally the best. And I would highly recommend you if you are going for GMAT. Of course, thanks to Sandeep sir and team. Thank you.
435 to 785. ये जुनून चाहिए इसके लिए. ऐसा नहीं होता ना, आधा अधूरा छोड़ दो फिर. We have seen this story. I'm not here to tell you the story, but she was so bad at math, she did not join for months together. But when she did, she got 90. It means full score in math. कहाँ है इसका? हाँ, ये 90 on 90 is 100 percentile in quant, and she was so bad, just feared it a lot. From that day, 100 percentile in most dreaded section by me, quant. She has said this so many times, you've seen it. It's not new. This guy on camera says I was weak at all the 3 sections, but 100 percentile in DI and overall 100 percentile. So it is doable. I mean, one person, you've seen all this in RC guide, etc. 100%. I don't want this guy also. I mean, come on, this person who's from Bihar, village, doesn't have electricity, he waters his crops, etc. From that 2000 रुपए महीना सैलरी, उसके बाद वर्बल में ये और टोटल 770. क्या है? एक अगर मजाक है तो फिर वही होता है, ऑब्सेशन है और कुछ नहीं. उसको प्रिंट स्क्रीन करना नहीं आता, उसको स्निपिंग टूल चलाना नहीं आता. ये पर्सन 770 स्कोर ला सकता है. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि आपको कोई लेसन है यहाँ पर. वो सेम फर्स्ट लाइन इज,
मैं प्योरली हिंदी मीडियम बैकग्राउंड से हूँ.
Anyway, that's not my point. I don't want to bore you. You've seen all this. Self accountability chahiye. That means don't put the responsibility of your score on me. Put it on yourself. I can give you the platform, discipline, assignments. I can put you on the edge, but if you don't even join the classes, people don't join classes after paying. It's very sad, but it is true. मैं हमेशा बोलता हूं कि अगर किसी का स्कोर 535 और 735 है तो उसने, दोनों ने सेम ट्रेनिंग ली है, सेम टीचर, सेम मटेरियल, सेम मॉक, सेम फैसिलिटीज. इफ यू हैव चोजन अ पर्टिकुलर कोर्स, लेट्स से लाइव, यू हैव द सेम टॉकिंग फैसिलिटी और यू कैन टेक ईमेल, एवरीथिंग. द डिफरेंस इज हैज टू बी हियर ना. और क्या हो सकता है? इट हैज टू बी हियर. एंड वी हैव वेरी एवरेज स्टूडेंट्स इन द बिगिनिंग. प्लीज डोंट थिंक दीज आर ऑल एक्सेप्शनल पीपल. We need only 600 and जो भी यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ 96 percentile is 685. Even for Harvard, Wharton, Stanford, you need 96, which means without scholarship, if you want, 685 is good enough. On one day, we had 9 scores, which you already know, of 685 plus. इनमें से हर कोई स्कोर के हिसाब से, प्रोफाइल और essays वो अलग बात, interview, that person had a Harvard worthy score. Each of the 9, I could have written 10. It's same days, 9 people. And we have had 100 percentile 3 scores in one day. We've had 5 scores in 5 consecutive days, 7 scores in 7 consecutive days. I don't want to bore you, but I want to tell you he was weak at every single section. Every single section. Okay, look at this. Weak at all sections. Weak at verbal too to begin with, because he said quant तो बहुत ही खराब था, बहुत ज्यादा ही खराब था, but verbal also. But he scored 745. It's possible. Verbal 100 percentile. So somebody who's very worried about verbal performance, it's improvable. It's definitely improvable. All that is fine. So how much time is needed now? Let's come to the batch. I want to close it very soon. 1.5 to 2 months time, we will not teach you the basics. So let's see. If you're planning R2 or R3, absolutely fine. All business schools have changed the criteria of scholarships. They are giving scholarships in all rounds. There is no preference for round one anymore because ISB can't follow what other global schools don't follow. If you are a GMAT accepting school, you have to follow the same protocol. So who is it for? Let's see. If you've been struggling with discipline, which is what everybody said: consistency, motivation, closure, focus, and the delivery. And tips: if you want to talk to the teacher every alternate day, this is definitely for you. Definitely don't think कि मेरे पैसे जाएंगे. आप 40 लाख का मिनिमम MBA करोगे, हम 40,000 भी नहीं ले रहे हैं आपसे. ये चीज, नो बेसिक्स विल बी टॉट. यू हैव वेरी क्लियर 2 weeks. अगर बेसिक्स करना है, नहीं तो बेस्ट है आप लाइव वीकेंड बैच ज्वाइन करो. If your course has expired, if you are part of self-paced course, if you're part of expert access or essentials, better to upgrade or take the live batch that is on weekends. If your basics are done, then perfectly fine. Okay. Now, we already have told 22nd September, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 4 दिन है. And remaining 3 days, we'll do doubt. So Monday, then doubt day, then Wednesday, then doubt day. And doubt means you can always ask strategy related questions. Friday, then doubt. And Sundays, you have to do 12-hour self prep days. If those people, जिस मुकुल जैसे लोगों ने क्या किया है, every day they could just do 12 non-stop hours because obviously they just focus on the exam. If not all days, you have to do. If you can take a break from work, I am not suggesting until you are sure the break will be utilized. Till date, only 2-3% people who take a break, vacation, whatever you want to call, they quit the job, they take a sabbatical. 2 to 3% people are able to use it well. Remaining, if you are able to study 3 hours, somehow people will 12 hours होंगे तो भी 3 hours ही पढ़ेंगे. ऐसे केस में मत लेना break. The time is there, 15 teaching sessions, 15 backup sessions, so that is 30, and then Sunday you will be doing this. Sunday sessions are not assisted by faculty, that is for self-preparation. Okay, so what is this? 20 sessions, 15 teaching, 5 this. I've already told. I should add 15 strategy also. Just wait, please don't raise hands. Just I'll answer, whatever. This is ideal for essentials and expert access students, whether your course is running or it has run out or has expired. The 15 classes content will be the same. Basics content cannot be ये बिल्कुल नया होगा, all of it. It won't be the same. But basics and bridge course, it is going to be the same because I can't teach you how to solve profit and loss in any other way. That whatever has been taught to you, that is the way. So we will do DI every day. This is another thing. Please wait, guys. Don't raise hands. Just wait for a couple of more minutes. I'll take questions. All right, let's see. If you took live classes but have still lost track, suppose you joined the live course last year or in January, but you are kind of feeling totally lost, you may consider this. And I will really suggest do not make any decision based on money. I'll tell you why. If you want to take things slow or from basics, definitely go for live weekend batch because discipline hasn't been your strong suit. Please do not raise hands again and again. I'll tell you, if you think some question can be, I have already done the intensive batch, should I do it again? I'm saying no. मैं सीधे I'm refusing the money you want to give me. I'm still saying कोई point नहीं बार-बार करने. आप उसी से पढ़ लो. I don't think you should join again and again. There's no point. Okay, ये बिल्कुल हो सकता है 715 score. R1, sorry, it should be R2, R3. I'm so sorry about this. You will be able to apply with a high score in R2. I mean, 100% scholarships are possible. You must have heard Amit from ISB saying, R3 में भी लोगों को 100% scholarships मिले. He personally knows 2 people, he said. So very simple. Final push is what we are giving. Daily discipline. All questions discussed will be totally fresh. Recent GMAT questions, whatever students report will give you. Okay, now there are 2 batches. If you are not sure your basics are good, 6th September is one we are starting on weekends or 4th October. आप ये देखिए, जबरदस्ती इंटेंसिव बैच में आके पूरा एक्सपीरियंस खराब मत करना, बेसिक्स नहीं पढ़ाए जाएंगे. आई एम बीइंग क्लियर. Also, we look at cost versus investment. Right now, somebody 25, 30, 40 lakh, 40,000, sorry, will say, oh, who again I have to pay. Please understand, if you can get a scholarship worth 2 crores, which is what some people have got, Harvard maybe 100% scholarship mila. Or if you can get a scholarship worth 40 lakhs, this is less than 1% of the MBA fee. And that can be enabled by this batch. So please don't think of everything as cost, because that's how we'd like to decide like that. Obviously, if you're joining something new, you will have to pay. I'm very honest about it. I'm not saying clearly. So if you want 100% scholarship, and who doesn't want it? We have this habit of penny pinching. कहीं पे waste कर देंगे पैसा, लेकिन सही जगह पे नहीं लगाएंगे. And I don't want to volunteer. Don't think that मैं desperate हूँ. मैं पहले ही कह रहा हूँ, if you have been part of the live batch, if you have done the intensive batch, don't join this batch again. There is no point. तो ये है all of it. Already I have told you this. ये सब आपको मिल जाएगा. We'll see. So one strategy, one timeline, one North Star. Very straightforward कि मुझे इस डेट तक स्कोर लेके आना है, जो भी this. These are your facilitators. These are the only 3 people from the team. Maybe you are an old student, you interacted with someone called Sonal or Nabil or someone. All the people who will be interacting with you will be from these 3 only. So ensure ये screenshot होगा आपके पास, number होगा ही सही if you're connected. If not, then please talk to Keshav, whose number is there everywhere. In every material, PDF, सब जगह, LinkedIn पे सब जगह उसका number you talk. We already know this story. मैं इसलिए नहीं को स्टोरी रिपीट करने का या टेस्टिमोनियल दिखाना इज नॉट माय पर्पस. इस पर्सन की एम्बिशन रही हो कि नहीं, सोचो. 6 अटेम्प्ट 600 भी स्कोर नहीं आ रहा. एम्बिशन दैट आई वांटेड टू राइट द GMAT द 7th time. Ambition, obsession, these are the 2 attributes. Then the right guidance. 50 days he got 715, and this non-math, non-engineering. अगर वो इंटेलिजेंट होता तो पहले 6 अटेम्प्ट में कभी तो स्कोर करता. हर चीज तो गलत नहीं हो सकती जो पढ़ी. 2 साल की तैयारी, almost 22 months of preparation, paid 12 lakh rupees to various tutors, etc., various companies. So 22 months, 12 lakh rupees, and 6 attempts, and every possible resource in the world tried. Not even 600 score. तो क्या हमारे पास कोई मैजिक है? नहीं, मेरे पास कोई मैजिक नहीं, लेकिन उसने वो फॉलो किया जो मैंने उसको दिया. बस आप फॉलो नहीं कर रहे हो, ये प्रॉब्लम. ये नहीं कि उसको कोई अलग स्पेशल अटेंशन. नो, आई डिड नॉट इवन नो हिज नेम व्हेन ही गॉट अ स्कोर. आई हैड नो आइडिया, बिकॉज दैट्स हाउ ही टुक द सेल्फ स्टडी कोर्स. He took the essentials type of course. This is what I'm talking about. It can happen. He followed exactly what we asked him to. And he says कि अगर मेरे को फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में टॉप 1% होता तो मेरा फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में स्कोर आ जाता. 7th GMAT attempt, it is 715. My previous best was only 595. Is the thing that has become a stuff of legend here. And he has said this in the video interview. If I had been a top student from the very beginning, I would have got a 99th or 100 percentile score in the first attempt itself. If you feel that it is not, and high score, schools में scholarship मिली सकती है, आपको पता ही है. We have talked about Aarti's story, ISB 100% score, 100% scholarship. एडमिशन फी, कमिटमेंट फी, अकोमोडेशन, मतलब उसको रहने का भी फ्री है, सिर्फ ट्यूशन फी नहीं मिला. लॉन्ड्री इज फ्री, फूड इज फ्री, अकोमोडेशन इज फ्री. मींस दिस इज द मीनिंग, एंड दैट इज पॉसिबल. नॉट जस्ट one person. We have had, if you're a younger candidate and you want YL में भी 100% scholarship मिली है लोगों को. If you score a little less, your scholarship will get compromised. मतलब क्या है? इस बंदे का स्कोर था, I think 705 या 705, 98 percentile. Just see this. मतलब 10 मार्क्स कम आए हैं इसके. 705 स्कोर था, 715 होता तो he would have got 40 lakh full scholarship. He got 20 lakh or something. So 20 से 25 lakhs he lost because he got 50% scholarship because his score was not 99. That is what this batch can do for you. And this is where lack of discipline, if it costs you 100% scholarship, this batch comes here. Now USA schools abroad, we have so many stories. Harvard में 100% scholarship. What ये सब है, बहुत कुछ आप. I don't want to repeat. Wharton 100% scholarship. Rahul from this year 2025, Harvard and Wharton full scholarships. He joined Harvard. He's at Harvard. तो ये कहना कि नहीं हो सकता, it is all possible. So many people have gotten, so many people. So don't think, I can just go on telling you, but no, it is just possible. At 695, somebody has made it to Harvard. So ये मत सोचो कि नहीं होता. So many people, I could have gone on with this, but I don't want to bore you with the same stories. It's not important. So please talk to these people and they'll take the conversation forward. Whosoever has been your facilitator, please talk. Join करना है तो जल्दी करो, जिससे आप ये नहीं कि 15 दिन का टाइम है तो लास्ट डे पे कर रहे हो, क्या पैसे बचा रहे हो, क्या एफडी करके आपको 15 दिन का इंटरेस्ट जो, ये सब बकवास नहीं. इफ यू डिसाइड नॉट टू ज्वाइन, आई एम नॉट पुशिंग. आपको नहीं करना, बिल्कुल मत करो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, पुश नहीं है. लेकिन फालतू का डिले, फिर उसके बाद यू विल बी सो मच मोर फोकस्ड वंस यू आर सेट इन द सिस्टम दैट आई एम गोइंग फॉर इंटेंसिव. अदरवाइज वंस अगेन यू विल कीप वेस्टिंग टाइम. आई एम गारंटिंग, मुझे बहुत कॉन्फिडेंस है कि आप R2 में, क्योंकि R2 का डेट्स मालूम है आपको, जनवरी फॉर ऑल अमेरिकन स्कूल्स एंड ग्लोबल स्कूल्स, December is for ISB R3 is in January, and other schools R3 is in March. You can genuinely crack R2 or R3 of top schools. आपको R3 में ये लगता है कि स्कॉलरशिप नहीं मिलती. वॉर्टन में वंदिता कामत, my student, she had been struggling, 635 type score, and came to us 25 days. She got a score 770, got a full scholarship to Wharton in round 3. So it is doable. And that's all that I wanted to say genuinely, because there is nothing else for me to say. Just get cracking. Life को आज भी अगर seriously ले लिया, 3-4 महीने में बहुत कुछ बदल सकता है. 30 से 40 साल बदल सकते हैं. या क्या खराब सैलरी, काम पसंद नहीं, आवर्स पसंद नहीं, बॉस पसंद नहीं, पैसा पसंद नहीं, ट्रैवल पसंद नहीं, जो भी है आपका सिचुएशन, उसके बाद भी वही काम में और उसी तरह से टाइम वेस्ट करना, एवरेज, मीडियोकर, 99 बॉटम 99% की तरह क्यों रह रहे हो? आप टॉप 1% में पढ़ रहे हो. मैं पहले सेशन में बात करता हूँ द वर्ल्ड के, फर्स्ट सेशन, कट ऑफ, डोंट बी इन रिएक्शन. बट वी आर लिविंग इन रिएक्शन. ये कंट्रोवर्सी हो गया किस कैंप से, वी ऑब्वियसली विल बी वेस्टिंग टाइम. Just don't live in reaction. You should be part of only your calendar, which was decided last night, not anybody else's agenda. Not at all. That is what go with the flow is. कि आज ये feed आ गया. Feed is not what you plan. What is go with the flow? YouTube का algorithm है, कुछ भी आ गया वो देख लिया. Instagram पे जो आ गया वो. Don't be part of anyone else's story. Be part of your story. Don't make me proud. Don't make your parents proud. Make yourself proud. That's it. You owe success only to yourself, and I have proved it time and again. 21 days में भी कोई 685 ला सकता है. ये बिल्कुल हो सकता है. आपके बेसिक्स क्लियर हैं तभी आप आइए इस बैच में. अदरवाइज ज्वाइन द लाइव बैच, डिस्कस विथ माय टीममेट्स, एंड we will take up everything else individually with the teammates. जो भी बात करना है, please continue with them. I will stop this session here. You want to leave some questions, anything, just talk to them. They will direct it to me. I will reply there. Thank you everyone for attending this. I hope this was useful. Bye-bye.